and what do you think this is a reward for?
Oh, I think it's a good reward for our football club and for all my staff that work with me and our players, because without my staff and my players, I get the recognition, but our football club should get the recognition. It's just another tick for us, I suppose, throughout the season.
Especially to be recognised by your peers, especially.
Yeah, look, it's a great honour. There's no doubt that you get the other 17 AFL coaches voting for you and reward you here for what we've been able to do here at Port Adelaide. I'm humbled by that, but grateful they've been able to do that for us.
You talked after that.
No, I haven't. I'll be honest, I haven't really. It's sort of been one thing after another, and it's been quite busy still, I've got to say. And hopefully in the next week or two, I'll be able to get a chance to have a little bit of a spell and then sit back and perhaps think about some of the things we've been through this year.
Could you think back, 12 months ago that you'd be in a position to win this award, or this would be a possibility?
No, not at all. I wasn't. Probably 12 months ago, I wasn't even in the job probably at that point. So look, when you're a first season coach, there's so many things you're going to fall into, find out and understand, and I'm just being lucky. So I'm going to go back again. The staff that I've got, from Richo and Burjo and all my coaches and everyone that works at the football club, and then the players, because really the players make any coach, and they've been able to do that for us this year.
It's been a long, hard year. What have you learned most of all?
I've learned I've enjoyed coaching, and I like coaching, and I love being part of the Port Adelaide Football Club. And but it's also it's made me understand that it doesn't stop. It does go from week to week as the coach, and you do look forward to an opportunity at the end of the year, I think, to have a spell. But as I said to the players, we'd like to be still going right now and be still playing. So if we can go a little bit longer, that would be great next year.
Coaching philosophy, and what do you think makes a good coach?
Oh, I think I'm pretty honest, I reckon, and that's the way I am with most things I do, and I think the players actually really relate to that, and they like it. Gen Y people, everyone talks about them being a little different. Well, they're actually not. They actually don't mind the truth, and sometimes it might hurt a little, but they understand that okay. And clearly we've made our game around playing some really strong defensive football, and when we've had our chance, we've been brave to go.
Would you be interested, trade talks hiding up now, would you be interested in someone like a Chapman from Geelong who said he'd be prepared to go interstate next year?
Yeah, no, look, it's probably we've got to look at all those options for us and see what's available for us. But we're a very young club, so we're a developing club, so we're probably not in the position to look for those older players. We're more going to look at the younger players and see what if we can bring people in. If not, we'll go and draft young players, and we'll keep developing the players we've got.
How's the Pollock situation unfolding? Has there been any shift in that?
No, I haven't heard any update on that. All I know is that we've presented to him and we've told him that we'd like him to be part of our club, as Adelaide would have, and we're just waiting for an answer from him and his management team.
We look at a lot of mature age recruits, players, and we sort of make the comment that if only they started their career earlier. Do you look at yourself and think, well, what if you got your opportunity years ago? You got any misgivings, or do you think you're better for it now than?
Yeah, look, I'm just well placed because I've had lots of experience. In last night, one of the things you figure, it's been 18 years I've been coaching, so it's a long time. So it just prepares you well. I think like any job, the longer you do it, the better you get at it, I hope, and hopefully I've still got a lot more improvement in me yet.
You talked about wanting to go on a bit longer. How hard was it watching the games on the weekend?
Oh no, it's not hard to watch. It's just it gives you an appreciation of how good the football is you have to be to play there on in prelim final weekend. And we've got to improve a lot, and we've got to be prepared to work hard to get there. So all it does is make you appreciate the opportunity to play. And I've been around clubs when they've been there right at the end, so I know what it feels like. And I'm sure that at some stage, our football club will work ourselves as hard as we can to get that opportunity.
When you've been over to Melbourne, have you had the chance to do any interviews with players, player managers, that sort of thing as well?
Oh yeah, we've done a little bit of that. We've spoken to some management teams. Obviously, we've talked about Pollack and some players there, and we've talked to one or two other people. But very, very preliminary side discussions. And we've got our list manager and Jason Cripps doing that, and he'll work through that with Peter Road the best possible way we can.
What does Cripps and Gotch tell you from the marketplace? Is it going to be a lot of movement this year with free agents and all of that?
I think it's probably just a little early still. I think that's the thing. The grand final's still to be played, and once the grand final's played and we go through draft camp week next week, that's when you'll find that there's a bit more discussion go on with that, and then people will be a little bit more open about what's going to be available, what's not going to be available. So at the moment, I really can't give you an answer.
Your number one pick still on the table?
I said it'd be highly unlikely that we would give away our number one pick at any stage, but you can never say never. It's the industry, you just got to be careful never to say those sorts of comments. But from my point of view, we want to draft young players and develop them and make them the best players we can at Port Adelaide.
Do you think you'll be very active in the trade period?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we'll have have too much on the go. But again, never say never. You just don't know what comes up. So we'll just go through it with a little bit of composure and see what's available. And if we can strengthen our list in any way that we think's possible, then it's going to make us a better team. We'll certainly look at it.
A week ago you said surprised you about the coaching, about being a head coach in your own role. Is there anything that jumps out? Or?
No, not really. There's probably a little bit of pressure that the longer the season went, the pressure built a little bit. But and perhaps I didn't handle that quite as well as I would have liked to in the box at the times. And that's my learnings, I reckon. And Richo and the boys that I work with, they know that we've got to get better at that area, and I've certainly got to lead the way in that position.
Can you elaborate a bit on that? Is that like tactical moves or being?
Oh no, I think it's just a bit of. I think as much as anything, it's a bit of nervousness. You're working for a big result, and you want to get the best result. And having been there last night and listened to Lee Matthews go, you know that. But you don't actually act like it sometimes. You know that you don't have much of an influence when it gets late in the game, but you think you can, and sometimes you just don't keep your composure like you should.
Gary singled you out for special plays in his Brownlow special. It's been a good feeling.
It was great to see Gary Ablett win the Brownlow. There's no doubt about that, and I think he's been favourite 4 or 5 years in a row almost. 5-time MVP, I think, says a fair bit about what Gary's been like as a player, and to get a recognition of a second Brownlow. And I did speak to him last night. I know that he would have loved to have shared it with Joel. There's no doubt about that. But it's great recognition for Gary on another magnificent season.
Yeah, Saturday, Ken, I think you asked you last week who's your favourite in the grand final. Fremantle, you didn't know. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, I wasn't sure he was going to get through. Look, it's going to be just a great game, isn't it? I mean, you look at it. Well, Fremantle's defensive pressure is as good as anyone's ever done in AFL football. I think that's a credit to Ross, and Alistair's got that side, been at the top for a long time, and their potency forward of the ball is amazing, and they're going to cause some real problems. I said I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm probably going to go the Hawks, maybe just because it's in Melbourne.
Maybe just sitting on the fence.
No, I'm going to say Hawks just.
All the best, Ken.